We halfway to my next goal point. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Subscribe if you want to comment. Subscribe if you want to engage. If not, just kick back, grab you a snack, and enjoy the programming. We're laying here. Laying here with London. I'm so happy to have you. It's just a lot going on, as you know. You might have seen the video I just posted about Twitch. It's not just Twitch. It's not just Twitch. Where do you even begin? I mean, it's just been, I love the word culmination. It's been a culmination of things, a domino effect, and it's just been progressively getting worse. And also, I don't want to say closer to home because we don't know these people, but it's happening a lot closer in our, as black people, the culture, our realm of entertainment. And also too, maybe I'll get there, and I don't write these things down. I just go off the cuff, right? So this is, might not be concise, but it's conscious. It's conscious. There's a difference, and it's thoughtful. If that's the same thing. Either way, Twitch dying. Twitch dying. People die every day. My dad always said that. Celebrities no different than regular people. They die every day. All right, I'm with that. Okay, I got that. Twitch being married, and listen, I don't mind interracial relationships. I have no problems with them, but it's problematic. Okay, up to period. It's problematic. Him being married to that white woman, issue. Because him being married to that white woman and me trying to put this video together for Virgil Abloh and understanding his relationship with his white wife, problematic. Twitch dead. Twitch dying, married to the white woman, and leaving the home to rent a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, to then take a gun and shoot himself in the head is beyond reproach. Does that make sense? It's beyond reproach. There's no reason, there's just no way in the world that you make that make sense to me. I wanted to say in the video, but you only got 3 minutes, whatever the case may be. I have never personally, in my realm, in my relationships and things like that, that's not true. This is the second time I wanted to say this, but that's not true. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. I've never experienced personally people that committed suicide. There's nobody in my close-knit circle of people that have experienced that I know of. A cousin of mine, the thing that gave me pause was, as I thought about it, was 2 friends of mine. But that's not true, because the one, he got caught up in the water, I think. But I think my other friend did. This don't change my opinion. And this, it kind of, it's a bullet point in my opinion, because people who are going through things are noticeably going through things. I don't care what you say about depression and people acting, and then they put on a face, and you absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt. But people get so caught up in their own lives, which is okay, and that's the human experience. You caught up in your own lives, and you have to work out your own issues. You have to go through your own days, and everybody is not capable. Everybody don't go to school to be a psychologist. Everybody don't go to school to be a psychiatrist. People don't have the capacity to connect with people on a deeper level to talk about the things that they may be going through in their everyday lives. Period. But there's no way you can go out and say somebody who's gets to the point of offing themselves, that didn't nobody say, "Oh, I had no idea that person." I just don't believe that. I do not believe that, and I could be wrong. I'm sure y'all probably want to comment and say, "Oh, my mother or my auntie," because people love to get on TikTok and share their personal stories. Keep your shit to yourself, first of all. It's not for everybody. Okay, but that's contradiction of the point. But we talk about close relationships. is what I'm saying. If I know my friend is Stitch, or if, let's say, if my friend I think committed suicide, but I'm not exactly sure because I was removed from that situation. If that's my friend, and I know through conversation, or I know through us being close together, or there's been a shift in our dynamic and things like that. We were going to brunch, now we're not going to brunch. We have conversations, cutting conversation short, or we're doing things like that, or her overall appearance is different. Then that, as a friend, that's my cue to tap in deeper. That's my cue to tap in deeper. Same thing I was saying, and this is another. See, as I sit and think about it more factors come into play, and this is why I'm on the live. And this might not resonate with everybody, and I'm not here to resonate with everybody because I realize there's a part of me that I think is better received by people, but I don't want to offend people. But I don't have to. People got, listen, on that. I told you, people got on that video and offended me with the flick of a thumb, without a caution or a care. So I don't care. And also, my intention too is not to be offensive, but provide a perspective. Period. As I sit and think about this situation with Twitch specifically, more things come into play. Like I said, Twitch and white women, Virgil Abloh and the kids and things like that. That's the same thing. And then I'm thinking about Regina Hall's son. Regina King's son. You famous means, and then at that level, your son is either not Regina King. At that level, your son is not going to events. Your son is not performing. Your son is not showing up. Your son is not connecting with people. There are things that you can see. There are things that you can visibly see, physically, emotionally feel, that indicate to you that your child is not in the right emotional headspace, social headspace, and things like that, for you to try to get a better understanding of the situation, so that something like that don't happen. There's just no way. And that's the thing. Oh, I'm so busy. Everybody be involved in their own lives. I'm so busy with what I have going on that I can't tap into the things that. There's a gauging period. If you get into a rhythm and a habit with people, and those become the norms. There are consistencies, and there are regular, let's say, inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know this. You know what I'm saying? During this time, so you're going to school. Okay, I know they're a bit more reclusive. Oh, I know they're going through something with their parents. They might not want to talk. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to talk every day. Oh, I know they're going through something with their boyfriend or whatever the case may be. There are the regular schedule inconsistencies in the relationship dynamic. You know what I mean? But when there is a drastic change in the behavior between someone that you say that you care about, and you don't tap in deeper to that, and let me tell you this. Like I said, I don't know what it looks like. My friends and my loved ones is still here, thank God. Okay? And let me tell you too, at the same time, no, they haven't taken their lives. A lot of my friends and loved ones have dealt with things that you would think somebody who's not strong enough would want to ultimately end the world. And also too, leaving this earth, putting a gun to your head, like Stitch did, putting a gun to you. And let me see how Regina King's son died. I think they said drugs. How did Regina King's son die? They're going to get me for hateful speech because TikTok is on it. Whatever. And then whatever. That's a big thing. Like, that's no easy feat. Like, the level of hate you may feel for yourself, the level of stress you may feel like you're going through, the level of incompetence, the level of this, all the feelings that you may feel when you feel like you can't go on anymore in the world have to be so heavy that you put a gun in your mouth, Stitch, Twitch, whatever his name is. Pull the fucking trigger. Leave your 3 kids and your wife. All the pressures of those things. And now we're not, because when I saw it first on Facebook, so a girl posted it and she said, "You never know what somebody's going through." That is such a generalized emotional response that kind of desensitizes Well, you never know what somebody's going through. Well, how many times do we say that before we take the time to know what somebody's going through and do the best that we can to make sure something like that doesn't happen? If I got to pull up to your house, if I know you haven't talked, because that's the thing about me, I'm reclusive. As diverse suicide representative of family devastated. Did she even fucking say Regina King? You know, she been on my shit list since her son died. Because I don't know how you just let your son go like that. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna mean that. Okay, say what you want, argue with your niece. He was 26, age 26 representative. I don't want to, because I had my thought going, and I just messed it up looking at the thing, but it came through. But you do whatever you can. If I'm dealing with a friend, and that's something, I'm a reclusive. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go a week, 2 weeks without speaking because I'm going through my own things. And that's the thing too, at the same time, nobody's calling. I do have a friend. I do have a good friend. I'm out here. And I'm not sharing too much because this is whatever. But there are some people that do check in. There are some people that's okay, what's going on, you know, whatever the case may be and things like that. But not everybody does that. Everybody has things going on in their life, and that's what I said. But when you speak about caring about somebody, he got a wife. This Regina Ian Alexander Jr., he got a mother with the staff and the things and the things and the things. The person that you're with, the person that is with you right now, the person that checks on you, the person that you think cares about you, if they can't notice an emotional shift, a physical change in your whole demeanor and your behavior, how the fuck close are you even to that person? They not, like I always said about Michael Jackson, you know, Michael get around the family, Michael pull out whatever he pull out to get, whatever they said, you know, whatever they said Michael Jackson was on, allegedly, right? Or not even allegedly, because that's kind of like media things, but the speculation was that Michael Jackson was on these things. But if let's just go with that theory. If Michael Jackson is on the things, and he gets to the family function, and Rebe and Latoya is like, okay, Mike, let's not do that there. Mike he not gonna call the Uber. He got the car waiting, okay? Mike gonna get in that car, hop on a plane, okay, and go do the things that he wants to do from L.A. to Istanbul, okay, because he got the means. You, Roydell and Albestine, you live around the way. You don't got the means to even get the Uber, to jump on a thing and things like that. So if you switch up in your behavior, I can pull up. I don't just have to call. I can pull up. Make sure you're going to answer the door. Make sure you're going to do things. And even when and that's the thing too. And that's the thing, everybody, I can't expect me from everybody. And that's what I'm realizing as I get older in this world, okay? You can't expect yourself from everybody. You can't expect people to think the way you think. You can't expect people to do the things that you do. You can't expect people to say the things that you would say. And I think that's a human experience. But that's a detriment to the people that need the extra hand, that need the extra push, that need the extra care because what they may be going through. What I'm saying in all of this is not that people don't go through things. Like I said, friends of mine have gone through things, okay, that one may think one may not want to continue on. Yes, but they are still here. They are still here. You are still here. Because taking your life is a huge fucking thing. Dark times, dark thoughts, dark situations, dark feelings, all those, most of us in this room right now, the two of us that are in here have experienced this, a situation like that. Because I feel like that's the Al's rhythm. They're going to pull it out. They're going to push it out to people because that's just how it's set up. We've all have experienced those thoughts. Some of us may even acted on the thoughts. Unsuccessfully, thankfully, but that's the situation. You get there. What levels you take is depending on how deep it is. Now I'm processing as I'm speaking, because some people do attempt, and that's like taking pills. Maybe you get a knife, you want to slit your wrist, or you drowned or some shit like that. I don't know. Different levels to it. But let me tell you, when you go to take a gun, when you go to grab a gun and you load that gun, you cock that gun back, and that is That is a different level. That is a different level. Twitch, now who knows when he recorded that video, because you could record a video, could be sitting in your draft for months. TikTok put it up, made it look like that you did it that morning. Twitch had a video up 2 days ago, yesterday. How he did it? No, had to have been 2 days ago. Yesterday he was dead. So shortly before he died, shortly before he left that house, when his wife talking about, that's something with the white women, because the white women not going to check on these black men in the way that they're going to check on these black men, because they don't know a black experience. This is why interracial relationships are problematic, because she don't understand a black experience, period. And also too, they're looking at the picture of these kids, white women putting this time to make these kids look out here looking good, but they got the sandy brown hair, and a kinky texture, and they don't know what the fuck to do. So the kids be out here looking crazy because the white woman don't know what to do with her black man's kids, and the black man never know the damn kid's hair, so he don't know. But all at the same time too means he ain't putting his assistant on a job to get. You know what I'm saying? The people just not doing what they need to do, and this is why we need to wake up. Because it's not about, oh, you never know what somebody's going through. You know what somebody's going through? He done found himself in an environment. It's not a mental thing. He done found himself in an environment that alternately, subsequently, affected his mental and emotional state. That's the issue. Not, oh, he was covering up his depression. Why was he depressed? Stitch went from moving and shaking and grooving and dipping into things, and everybody knows when you get to moving and shaking and dipping and doing the things you believe in, dopamine and endorphins and things like that. You're in an elevated state. I'm not gonna say you're always happy, but you be happy, because that's what the endorphins and the dopamine does to you. Okay, they go from that stage where he is, because he was famous from So You Think You Could Dance. You go from that point to being on Ellen, shucking and moving and dipping and doing over on Ellen, sit you behind a thing. Now you're the resident DJ over on Ellen in an environment that people have come out and talked about. So people have said it's the worst experience they've ever had on going to a television show. Everybody from Nikki Tutorials to fucking Lily Tomlin, somebody like that, was just like, Ellen it was awful. Then you go from Dancing with the Stars to being a Just DJ on Ellen to now you're an executive producer on the show. That means you're involved in the things, environment. You're involved in the things. That's a huge jump from just a dancer from Dancing with the Stars to become a DJ. Hello, Diva Nana, welcome. To become a DJ to a damn executive producer. What do his dancing got to? It wasn't like Ellen did more dancing segments other than the dancing that she always fucking did. And that's what I said too in my video, is that they pushing out this algorithm with Stitch. People have died. I ain't seen no Kirstie Alley things. Now, when Tracy died, there were a lot more Tracy Braxton videos than I had seen normally when she passed. I ain't seen no Kirstie Alley things. I don't see no Virgil Abloh things. I don't see no, I don't see these videos. Stitch, the very first post on Instagram was Stitch. 2 strokes down from Facebook was Stitch. Every other post since I made that video and before I made that video to now, before I jumped on this live, was Stitch. And his wife. I never look up Stitch. I don't care about, like I said, I don't get into the dancing. I don't care about the shucking and the moving and the doing. I never look up his wife. I don't even know the woman's name. Don't care. Now they flooding the stuff with the things that everybody's got something to fucking say about it. To that, I'm talking about this video that Ellen did this tribute to him. Like whatever, she's in and out the show. She had on all white. Tribute to Stitch, you with this, such a love and a light. He can't be, maybe, and that's the thing, because I'm a nice person. What's the phrase? I'm nice, but I'm not friendly. Or I'm friendly, but I'm not nice. And I guess that could be it too. Friendly coming out just saying, hey, whatever the case may be. And if you don't know me, You wouldn't know that I'm not nice because I'm friendly. So somebody may think I'm a light, and that's what I'm saying about it. It takes the people that know you to do right by you. If you don't know, you meet me, y'all, we go to I have a meet and greet. Y'all gonna have an amazing time with London Kelly because London Kelly is cordial, sweet, and friendly, right? But it's not gonna be no 4 or 5 hour. Now I get on here, we in the space, you know what I'm saying? The space between us. Y'all not gonna be up in my face 4 or 5 hours before y'all get to realize London to be over the shits. Okay, real quick. That sort of thing. Where me with this wife, not okay. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying the love and light. He's light, and I hate that because that's such a term. The light, you're the light, you're the light, you're the light. He is clearly not the light if he was burdened in darkness. And nobody took the time. Ellen, you sat with that man and elevated that man through his career, on your platform, in your business, and made no attempts. Because ultimately, I sit and think about there's a solution to everything. There's usually one thing that'll flip the script. You know what I'm saying? And kind of put you on a different path. Whether that's money, new love, new home, new job, things like that. There's usually one thing that'll switch flip the switch and kind of put things in a different perspective. Now, if that man elevated his career, found a woman that loved him, and had a kid with him, and was still doing the things that he wanted to do, what? Tell me what else is going on? Because there's only a couple things that would make him not want to be carrying on. He either don't want to be married to the things, hates the position that he's in, didn't want to have no damn kids. Now we're talking about the environment that created the mindset that pushed that man to do the things that he did, if that's what we're talking about. He had the means and opportunity. Wasn't like he was hell-bent and dead set to be married to that girl. I'm sure it's all types of things, okay, being thrown at Stitch. Handsome man, dancer. Hey, baby goat, welcome. Handsome man, dancer. Moving and a grooving and a shaking and a dipping and a doing, okay? No one the reason he need to be, settle down, so to speak, so quick and so adamantly with this woman, and then have these 3 kids. Is that oldest kid even his? There's more I got to get into that, okay? But there's no reason to now at 40 years old, you got the most money you ever had, the most recognition you ever had, and they didn't want that either. And Ellen knew that when she made him executive producer. He was only executive producer for 2 years. And let me tell you this, from living in darkness and having dark thoughts and things like that, shit, that's not an overnight thing. You don't wake up one day and be like, you know what, I'm so sick of everything, I'm just going to grab the gat, the Glock, the shot, and no. That's a progressive feeling. It's an exponential feeling because it continues to get worse. It continues to get worse. It weighs on you. So 2 years ago when Ellen made that man her executive producer, she didn't take the time to understand who the fuck he was or what he was doing. Now also, too, let's read between the lines of what I'm saying, too. If you have the capacity, you got the capacity. If you don't, you don't. You just listen and hopefully there's something to resonate. But there's a read between the lines type situation going on here, mostly, all the time, with the entertainment industry. You done sat with that man, had the man in your face. He was around for your shits, and that's why I said, too, in the video, everybody talk about the terrible, everyone, even writers on the Ellen show, talk about the terrible experience that they had on the Ellen thing, and he never come out and said anything. He just sat and took the time to get to know this man. That moved him up in his career to a point from just a sidekick to the person that has some influence in the structure of the program. And you don't say to him, if you could call the Porsche dealership, the Ferrari or the Lamborghini dealership, and get Cardi B to the goddamn connection to get the Lamborghini truck, you can't call some psychiatrist to see that your friend is all right and your business partner. The wife, y'all sitting and the moving and the grooving and the shaking and the dipping and the doing. If he gets to dancing and doing all these things on the TikTok, and then he sits down and he doesn't move from the couch for 4 or 5 hours, or he drinks for 4 or 5 hours after he does this one thing and things like that, you don't think that's a time and opportunity to check in, tap in, and see that your husband is okay? The father of your children? 2 days. 1 day before he died, before he was found, here was a video on TikTok. Granted, not the happiest video. Check the inside, the read between the lines in my video, the picture that I posted, and the close-up of the picture at the end. She talking about some, oh, I had to run to the LAPD because he never leaves home without his car. Please. Never leaves home without his car, so I knew something was suspicious. You knew. Are y'all with me? Double tap the screen if you. I don't think y'all with me because it ain't but so many likes in here. I don't know. Y'all just listening. Listen, double tap the screen if you hear what I'm saying. You knew him leaving the home without his car was an issue, but you not taking notice of the real issues in his character, in his demeanor, and because I'm sure he ain't performing. Let's make it make sense. Let's be real. Let's have a real conversation about this thing. Same thing with the Regina King. I told you she on my shit list. Okay, you can't say, oh, I love this, love that, be out here, do these things, be in this movie with these people, and your son end up killing himself, girl. You so aware. You so aware. And y'all probably some people saying, Regina ain't done nothing to nobody. She didn't do nothing for nobody. But get out here and get on the Academy and make these movies with these people and shuck and jive for Lincoln and do no. That's what I'm saying. The situation is a lot bigger than you never know what somebody's going through. Child, pay attention to where somebody is at. And that's when you got to give some more attention. Somebody in an abusive relationship, you don't just leave them. Love is blind. It'll take over your mind. What you think is love is truly not. You need to elevate and find. Stressful situation with their home, with their parents, and things like that. Tap into that. Even just become somebody's outlet. I hate that the meme or whatever people go out and feel like this is a cool thing to say. Get a therapist. Don't talk to your friends. Why the fuck are you even my friend if I can't have a conversation with you, one, about the things that bother me? No, I'm not looking for you to, like I said, everybody don't have the capacity or the verbiage to give sound advice simply. But if, as a friend, you should be an outlet for all my emotional experiences. User 52, hey, true to the bingo game. Yes, hey. Thank you so much for that, Tahiri. You're not a friend. If you only a friend because we can go out and get drunk, if you only a friend because you want to know about I got a raise and I got money to pay for us to go out and get drunk, if you only a friend that want to be around when I'm or even want to be around when I'm down and I'm getting beat and things like but don't have no insightful information for me, then this is not a friendship. Lots of things need to be reevaluated. If we're gonna say if the panorama taught you anything, everything needs to be deeply considered and closely evaluated. Why you spend time with the value in the time that you spend with somebody, the quality of people that you surround yourself with. Shouldn't know a mother and son, especially when it's just the two of them. Shouldn't no son or should no mother, for that matter, be committing suicide because you should have somebody right there. Should no husband and wife be committing suicide because you got somebody right there. Shouldn't no friends be committing suicide because you got somebody right there. That's why they say suicide is a selfish act, because there are people that you leave in your wake. But at the same time, too, it's a selfish act, and that somebody who is on the opposite end of that suicide projects this feeling on the situation, and now, you know what I'm saying, that begets that already, that disconnect there between the situation. Oh, how could they leave me? How could you have not have been there for them? In their mind, I'm sure they think they ain't left nobody because you left me. Lots of things I'm saying here, but it's all in the same damn vein. At the same time, that shit, the Tory, it's just no coincidence, y'all. First of all, but this thing with Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, a mess, a shit show. The weakness or the emotional instability of black men. Twitch kills himself. Tory Lanez was just so upset that he had to pop off on a woman, 2 women at that, after being. And what's the situation? It's Corey, it's Tory, it's Kendall, it's Kylie, it's Ben, it's Meg Thee Stallion, it's Caleb, whatever the bitch's name is. All these people going around, and all this going on, all this happening, and he's just like, oh yeah, I'ma shoot Meg Thee Stallion. Instability in black men. So let's jump to the beginning of the year. Instability, emotional instability in black men. That Chris Rock does his bit on national television, and Will Smith, who has been in the game for over 30 years, is so emotionally unstable about a statement, a bit, that he walks up on stage and slaps this man, a 6'2" man, slaps a 5'7", 5'9" man. Catch that. On national television, and he don't fall to the ground. Catch on national television. We just emotionally unstable. That's not resonate with me. That's not clicking. That don't make no. They're trying to get me to believe something. Or that every black person goes through something privately. Virgil Abloh, cancer he didn't want to discuss with anybody. He had been suffering and nobody knew. Chadwick Boseman, oh, I just had been suffering and nobody knew. Like, how many times do we need this story? The guy from from Medea, he committed suicide. The best his life has ever been. And that's what I'm saying. It's things like that. And granted, no, money don't buy you happiness, but it definitely helps. Well, what the white that's what Oprah said. White man said money don't buy you happiness, but it makes things easier. How, and I don't know, and you got to get there. And this is the thing. I am a Gemini, so I have different, not different ideas, because in my mind they all thread together. Well, like I said, there are people out here who suffer. Okay, just like there are people out here who are gay, and there are people out here who are just gay for entertainment. People out here doing and shucking and doing the things because it's whatever they feel like doing. Okay, and that's your prerogative. But what was his environment? The guy from Medea. What was his? And I know him from when they did the Brady Bunch song. What was his? Especially coupled with the friend that he's with now. Where's he at? What's the environment where now I've got more money than I've had all my life, more love than I've gotten all my life, bookings and things like that, and he just says, "Okay, I'm just gonna end it all because this isn't enough." Meanwhile, all y'all know, the 2 people that's in here, y'all got there's crackheads and the alcoholics and the things in your family and in your neighborhoods, on your streets. Shit gets exponentially worse for them. And what do? Hustle and groove. Shake and move. Now, like I'm saying, with me being thoughtful, or I don't know what the word is. You take somebody like that, like these Stitches and the guy from Aaron Carter too, but you know, whatever. The guy from Medea. You take these people from the ground and you put them at the top, and that's the thing. They're not at the top, but you move them up that ladder to on some rungs in a level that they've never been to before. Things may get a little out of hand. Environment. Things may get a little out of hand. And now I'm not sure how to cope. But then that's the quality of people that you have around you. You don't have somebody that's there to ground you. You don't have somebody there that you could talk to. You don't have anybody there to give you the sources. Tyler should have given that man, he want to fly Megan and what you call it in and put them up in his home and give Cicely Tyson the biggest check she ever had in her life and keep Felicia Rashad working. Why you didn't give that poor man's the number to a psychiatrist and give him some fucking help? Somebody tell me. Y'all still not double tapping the screen. I don't know how y'all feel. That's the thing. This is, you know, and y'all don't know me, but the people will literally just stand the fuck by and watch. And then when something happens, when something big happens, they're like, "Oh my God, it's just so crazy that I hate that." I see that. I see it so much more now. I see it so much more now. Like literally, figuratively, and physically, I see it. I see people watching and looking and not responding or acting. I feel the fact that people want to sit and watch and wait for moments for them to react after the fact. That's vicious and it's egregious behavior. Vicious and egregious behavior. Classless and egregious behavior. Because this is where we are. The people want to just watch something. And what they do, and this segue into, they want to do it on the backs of blacks. Like I said, Aaron Carter just died. He got the things too. But even still, with Aaron Carter taking his life, immediately after that, whatever the fuck is going on with them don't nobody care about the Backstreet Boys. The Backstreet Boys want to go on tour, and then Aaron Carter and what's his name, the brother, caught up in the things. That's no coincidence. It's just no. Wake up. Or you can't wake up because people just want to watch. People are stuck asleep watching. Oh, that's not happening to me. You don't know. You haven't moved away from your phone or your situation or your own situation to see what could possibly be happening around you. And another thought too. Yeah, people, put you off and things like that, but that's all in care. And nothing worth having is easy, right? That's only can be like, I don't want to talk, or I don't want to be in that. Sometimes you just got to pull out on your friend or your people or your situation or a situation, because you know it's not right for you. You know your person is not right. But the media push that's an everyday. So that's a community conversation. That's a community conversation. On an entertainment level, they're trying to throw the black men off. Even with the damn young Gunna. Gunna beats the charges because he pleads guilty to the... All this shucking and the jiving and the dipping and the doing and the moving and the grooving. Now he wants to plead guilty to the charges. And if you think none of this don't make sense, I get it. But you're not going to sit here and tell me all this shit is bing, 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 bing. Diddy coming out with a goddamn kid. Where in the hell? He didn't just had his baby this year. Baby 3 months old. Well, some girl don't nobody. And that's the. These AI apps. We talking about Diddy. These AI apps. The way, especially on Facebook and Instagram now, the way they filter, the way they Photoshop things and edit, like, oh, the cast of Friends could look like this, and that looks like a real picture, right? The way they edit these pictures, the way they have that picture of the shark jumping out the water and the people on the boardwalk, the way they edit these pictures. Did he talk about, oh, I'm happy to have a kid 3 months after the fact with a woman don't nobody even know he was dealing with? The way they manipulate. And I think I'm passionate about it because I am sick of being manipulated. I'm sick of it. Because people fall. I'm sick of. I don't care. I don't care about the industry in that capacity. They do whatever they do to sucker in who they want to sucker in. I think I'm more upset the fact that I got so many suckers around me. Nobody has the thought. Nobody's like, oh my God. Everybody's like, oh my God, I'm so sad that he died and mental. Shut it. Nobody's like, I think it's crazy that all this shit's happening at one damn time. Nobody's saying that. Nobody has that capacity. God damn it if I'm not on a limb when I get to talking like that. A lonely, breezy limb. But you're not going to tell me. Did he come out with the girl, the baby 3 months old? This whole time, 4 months, if not 2 years, he been fucking around with Carisha. Carisha, please. People want to call her the side chick. Is she not the main chick? If the side chick... Just because you got a kid don't make you no better the first. It make you no better the second. Make you no better than the last. 3 months old the baby is. Nobody's talking. Nobody... That's not the part of the conversation. And now, Young Miami and the girl want to go back and forth. That's why when Carisha said, I'm the Black Oprah, you not going to tell me that she just up and woke up one day and was like, you know what, I'm going to say I'm not the Black Oprah. Everything is controlled. Okay? Everything is conditional. Everything has its time. The baby 3 months old, y'all. She didn't just come out the womb. By this point, these 2020 kids, she probably walking. And for 3 months, hey love, and for 3 months, they carried on with this thing. 3 months ago, Carisha, please started. Maybe at the top of the year. But even still, that's 9 months before that. Did he have been dealing with this girl all the while? She didn't speed up the process. She didn't get pregnant 3 months ago, have a baby in 3 months. Who knows what they're doing out there in Hollywood? They said $25,000 you can clone your dog. That's where we are in the world. But let's pay attention to it. That's it. And I don't know if it the people even for the baby 3 months. And you just want me to believe that, you just want me to be so enamored with that stuff. The kids, don't nobody care. I don't care about you having no kids. I'm not excited about nobody having no kids. You have your kids. I'm not going to say it's a blessing. Good on you. Okay? People got kids. People have kids every day. People have 1 million kids, shouldn't have 1 kid. Okay? People got 2 kids, shouldn't have no kids. I don't care about people having kids. But people get caught up in that. Same thing with the Keke Palmer thing. Oh, Keke Palmer, who's coming up in the movie industry, getting a network and doing things like that, only quantifies her success to the black community if she has a child with a man who she been dicking around with for over a year. So that's a relatable aspect to some women of color and white women who like black men, and white women and white people, gay men, white men included, who subscribe to the black culture. A relatable aspect that only boosts her career in film and get people drawn into her, interested in her, to engage in her network. What the hell they gonna have Marcy Martin do? Since she's so young and progressive. But Keke Palmer gotta be pregnant. Out here, she's pansexual, semi-sexual, all the sexuals, dipping into living her life and doing her things. Is nothing about none of what. When I see Keke Palmer in an interview, there's nothing about her that says to me, "Oh, she ready to settle down," or she's just looking for love. As opposed to somebody like Wendy Williams, who's out there like, I'm ready for marriage, I'm looking for the man, I'm not a girlfriend, things like that. How this relates to Stitch, Twitch, whatever, is the media pushing a story, like I said, the thing about emotionally unstable black men. From Stitch in this year, at the end of this year, to the beginning of the year, with Will Smith, Kanye West in between, just emotionally unstable, and the focus is not the lack of support. That should be the focus. Like Diddy saying, "Oh, I've got a girlfriend," and not even I got a new baby from his third baby mother, because Kim, the other girl, and then this girl is the only woman he got the kids by. What you call it? Probably ain't even his. So that's two. And two adopted kids. What the fuck is he doing? Nick Cannon having all the kids. And now then I'm getting away off the topic of what we laying here and talking about right now. But people are not like, well, shit. If 2 plus 2 makes 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8, how the fuck we end up with a 3-month-old? And you've been carrying on with Carisha for 2 years. See, it takes 9 months to have a baby, and the baby 3 months old. 9 plus 3 is 11, and 3 months ago was December, November, October. Okay. And 9 months before that would be October, would be 12. So that would be September when around the time she got pregnant. Is that right? Did I say September? I might mean November. 9 months before September. Yeah, September, January, January, September, February, December, January. And amidst all this death is Diddy got the bid. And that's what I'm saying about checking on your friends. I just don't want to move. But that's the thing. That's crazy. Nobody talk about that. What they will talk about now is the action on Twitter, which people are whatever, Black Twitter and this Twitter, and they keep drawing people back. I hate that the term Black Twitter. What the fuck is Black Twitter? And black people love that sort of thing. Segregation and exploitation. The fuck is Black Twitter? Twitter is Twitter. TikTok is now it is. But that's just all cultural differences. First of all, it's cultural differences across the board. But then white people dip into a point, or other cultures too, because I'm not. So there's most of white people, because Asians don't want to be black, but it's some, but it's not that many. Now Indian people, some of them like a little fade and a J, whatever. But it's not that many. You know what I'm saying? Lots of other cultures are happy in the cultures that they got. And they're not trying to appropriate. So they're not trying to be involved. But when you go to throwing these black Twitters and the things and the black TikToks and the things, people who love to be a part of that culture feel included in the culture when you put that label on it. And we feel validated because, not we by me, but me in the tone, feel validated because now we have a place in these social media stratospheres. Girl, please. It's stupid. Because at the same time, people hate Elon Musk and what he's doing in his association and things like that, still go to Twitter because what? The black people, black women, go over to Twitter and carry on with the carry-ons, and black people rush over, retweet, read this, read that, and do the things. Wake up. And I'm not even talking to that's the thing about getting on my lives, and I don't know. They said people be recording these lives. That's so creepy if somebody sitting there recording me. But it is what it is. Or even taking a picture. It is what it is. I put myself in this position. Knowingly. Whatever. But I'm not talking to the people I want to talk to. That need to hear it. But probably wouldn't even take the time to see it. Because if I'm not doing my hair, got 350 milliliter lashes on, or clicking some 14-inch stilettos, and I think people not paying attention to what I'm saying as a gay black man. The bonnet ain't enough. Understand. And if I got on here crying, and which I just don't, I just seen the video of Tabitha too, just crying. I just cannot see myself crying and be like, okay, hold on, let me just press the button first. Is the tear right? Is it enough tears on my face? Like, that is so weird, you know? But that's what they want people to do. But so people just, like I said, stand by and watch. There's no solution to that. Nobody's going to come through and help with what I may be crying about, or whatever the case may be. Nobody came through to help Stitch with whatever he was going through. For him to take the time to drive in the car and get to call an Uber. Because his wife said he didn't take the car. That's what was noticeable. His white wife. That's what was noticeable. That he didn't take the car. She didn't know where he was, or whatever. And that's the thing. 24 hours. Oh, that was 24 hours went by. And I said, everything is a fucking timeline. The 24 hours went by. That's why we didn't hear for a day. They didn't find him until today. But 11:24 yesterday. But she didn't take the time to understand her man. If just 2 days ago he posted a picture where, if you posted a TikTok, if you watch the TikTok, he don't look like every day you're not in the mood. But when you get on TikTok and dancing, you either got a dancing face or you're giving a little something, something for something to people to feel, so they know that it's real. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing any of the two, and she was in that video, peppered in the little baby too, without her hair done. Now, I'm not saying every black kid got to have their hair done. But let me tell you something. Any white women watching with a black man with interracial children, you do that baby's hair. You want to know why? Because it makes you look good. It makes you look good. If you got interracial kids as a white woman or a white man with a black lover, and y'all got kids and your kids' hair is not done, people is reading that better. If your kids' hair is done, people will process the relationship a little bit better. And everybody's kids' hairs don't always be done, and I understand that. But let me tell you something. I don't care what the judge your auntie, because I'm judging you. Don't go through these extra measures and not take these responsibilities. You don't go getting a damn a border collie or a damn Shar-Pei and not go through the proper measures. What people do with their dogs. Go through the proper measures to get this border collie's hair trimmed properly, so she's not walking around here with the hair down or damn covering the floor. Or get the Shar-Pei the proper care that they need, because with the skin folds and everything like that, there's a lot of medical conditions come with that. You just don't do that. You just don't do that. And that's why people take more care of them damn dogs, because they look more into what the dog needs. People just have kids all willy fucking nilly. Don't look into what the kid may need. So there's that. And that's that with that. But When I seen the Gunna thing, and no, those two are not, they're mutually exclusive. I think that's the way to use that. I'm trying to explain my vocabulary. I'm trying to read more. I'm trying to do the things. But those things are mutually exclusive. But when it comes to black men, what the fuck is the situation here? Or even, what you call it? The guy talking about, the one allegedly supposed shot takeoff. I want money from the courts to get better. And even the thing with Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez, amongst being in an environment where everybody's it's a kickback. She didn't get the time to know her man at all. It's a kickback. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's doing the things. And he just, Meg Thee Stallion says, "Oh, you're short." Now, you people, let me tell you something about short. But let me tell you something about people who are different. You know, like even in the comments that the people was being rude, did nobody say nothing in them comments that I hadn't heard before? And that is when I realized another element, because every day I realize that I'm always 2 steps back, 4 steps forward, 2 steps back. That where I've been helped me to be where I am right now. Had I had not been ridiculed or talked about or disrespected coming up just for being who I was, you know what I'm saying, just expressing, first of all, a live, you tap into my live, I would think that you're interested in what I'm doing, you're interested in me, and you're interested in the outcome, because you're getting it. It's straight up front. Granted, there was a bit of a transition in there, but it's like, okay, I know he's shaving. I'm not going to watch this and then condemn him for shaving, grooming, or anything like that, because I'm into the process, I would think. But I shared that live with the people on my timeline. People watch a 3-minute video and pick on a 5-second aspect of the video. People watch the entire video probably several times to then voice an opinion that does not help, is not constructive, it's not motivational, it's not inspirational, because that's what the fuck they felt like doing. And different and multiple and I don't know when I got into the South African niche. I hate niche. This is why I'm gonna be single, because I don't like when people do things wrong. Niche. I don't know when I got there, but I got there, honey. And them South Africans was so beside themselves with me washing my hair in my sink at my house. And I don't want to read South African people. I don't want to read how they look. I don't want to read how they live. I don't want to read where. One lady said, I think Spanish, French, Swahili, so many different languages. Somebody talked about getting a bucket. The bitch. There will never be a time where I sit and I wash my hair in a bucket. If it comes to a point where I got to wash my hair in a bucket, I'm not washing my hair. Because first of all, that's too much work. That's too much work. All the reason why I wash my hair in the fucking sink. I didn't feel like I was not getting showered right then and there. I knew what I was doing with the, you know what I'm saying? And I say all of that to say is like that, all of that process, reading those comments, girl, one day I spent all day, Google translating the comments. I was like, what the fuck are these people saying? Rude things. Garçon princess. And some other things I can't remember or pronounce. Just rude. Except there are some funny comments. Like I said, there's been a lot of support, whatever the case may be. And I definitely want to give light to that, because people do things. Like, I would never make a video responding to somebody's disrespect that way, because I don't want to shine light or give power to, not so much power, even give credit to that type of thing. And Lord, there's just so many. And if I made a video about people loving things or the loving things, or supportive or encouraging things people said, people wouldn't respond to that. And I'm not looking for people to respond to the dumb shit. Yeah, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And you know, that old adage lands better when you're progressive. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't have been that same person and still get berated that same way. Then that leads me to a dark place because my environment. You know what I'm saying? That's something we always bring it. Everything always comes back around. That's how I know what I'm saying is true. That creates a bad environment. I have to have been progressive and leveled up out of that situation to then even be thankful for that sort of situation to say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, because that allows me to be strong enough to endure that type of rhetoric and still move on. But if you're still in that same place, that shit gets heavy. It's not about what kills you makes you stronger, things like that. That shit gets heavy as hell. If you stay in that mindset, if you stay in a situation and allow those words and those experiences to get to you, that is how people do it. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not discrediting suicide at all. That is a real life thing. That is something people feel like they cannot go on. People feel like the world would be better without them. People feel like nobody would miss them if they left. That is a real thing. In those types of situations, people getting on their high horse and falling into a position where they feel like what they say is valid and needs to be heard and things like that, upon ears that are not strong enough to endure those types of things, or become the straw that breaks the camel's back. That is how people end up in dark situations and do dark things. Now, somebody coming in and try to say, I could say, somebody, you get your friends or the family, whatever the case may be, and it's, that's the thing, creates the environment around you. He looked very sad, Natasha. I said that before you jumped on. I said it right in the beginning too. He looked sad, and even in the video that I posted, that's the picture at the end. From that picture with him and his kids, and everybody looks good, the kid's hair is done, everything like that, he looks miserable. This is what I'm saying about the wife didn't take the time. There's a white wife. Didn't take the time to understand her black man. Because that's the thing too, it's like, what I was saying is, your friends and your family can do what they can to be around you, to make sure that they see you through, or even be able to bring you out of that situation. Like I said, it's usually one thing that flips a switch to bring you out of that situation. It's not you need this and you need that, you need this, you need that. It's not, at least from my personal experience, it's not, I don't need a multitude of things. It's usually just one thing. So there's that. But he looked miserable. And she did not do what she needed to do to notice what she did. If she noticed that, he left without the car because that's unusual. What have you been overlooking this entire time? Because I noticed, and even just looking for pictures from my fucking video, I can see the happy times, and he might be a little happier than he is in this picture. And yeah, picture is taken at a different time and the things, and whatever the case may be. But if it's 4 pictures on this side with you looking miserable, and it's 2 pictures of you on this side looking happy, quite often, more times than not, you're looking more miserable in these pictures than you playing off than it looks like in these 2 other pictures. And in that video that was shot 2 days ago, he died yesterday. They released it today, autopsy today. And why are they having an autopsy if he shot himself? I'm no medical examiner. I'm no police detective, okay? I just watched CSI for 7 years. I don't know, But, because then, Lord, I would hate for them, he shot himself. Oh, he shot himself with a gun, and then look at the autopsy report showed that he had 5 milligrams of a lethal dose of fentanyl, and that's gonna drive me up a wall, and I'm gonna be live talking about it again because I'll be sick. I'm just so sick of that narrative. I feel like Coolio dying at Coolio done went about his whole damn day doing the shucking and jiving, went 40, 50 years doing the things that he do, and just die at his friend's house in the bathroom. You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be shitting me. Oh, I'm just so sad that Coolio. The things that people, you know what I'm saying, be distracted about, the black people mostly. Oh, so distraught, could care less. So distraught because they want some comments and things on the thing. And let me tell you, and that's what I'm saying too. Listen, I will welcome everything that happens. If people get rude or whatever case may be, I'm not type to shut down the comments and the things like that. You know, at the same time, I be wondering how celebrities get the clapping back. You know, it's like, oh, you're a celebrity, why would you clap back? I understand. Okay, because it's like, beloved, shut the fuck up, okay? So there's that. But you don't even, people want comments and things like that. People want recognition. People don't want notoriety to make the post to try to get to command those responses. Don't even understand the responsibility. Like I'm getting on here now. And we only subscribers talking because I've come to a point now. This is a business, honey. This is the Love Nikki brand, and you join the brand, you join the family, and this is what it is. At the same time, too, the value in what I'm saying. I don't need everybody coming on here, voicing opinion. I don't need people coming on here and not that you have to agree, but I don't need any negativity. And yes, it is a safe space, and positive vibes are welcome. I'm open to alternate perspectives, and I'm open to that. But I know I just want to get on here and rant, but also too, this is a service to my subscribers, for them just to be able to subscribe, do what you do to get where you want to be. But when I post a video, I know that everybody might not agree. I'm expecting people to get on there and voice their opinions, dissect the video, or whatever the case would be. Because in a video of me talking about fucking, in a video of me talking about damn Stitch, people could be talking about my goddamn bonnet. You know what I'm saying? And that's just social media. So people get on here and want these responses and things like that, and put out these cookie cutter emotions and try to get these responses, and don't even know the weight of what they're even pushing out, and only want the one type of response. Don't come on my status if you're not sad like me. Shut up. And in my spirit, I want to bring up Brittany Griner. It's so much shit. There's so much shit going on, and I keep telling you guys, 2023 is not going to be any lighter. It's like it's gearing up, and it's not. None of this is about to slow the fuck down. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do with Britney. I don't know what they're gonna do with Britney. She out here without the dreads, her voice deeper than mine. And like I said, I know many women that play basketball. Okay, I don't know no woman that tall, and I don't know no women that tall who play basketball and talk like that. Now let me tell you who do know something. And this is political leverage. And when people like Donald Trump, and I think Funky Dinevy even said it too, and I agree, and I'll say it for myself, I would have left her ass over there. That political leverage, I'm not saying this is speculative. Russia know what's in that woman's pants. They know what's behind her shirt. They know what that person is. And whether it was an equal trade, and she was sentenced for 9 years, and Bout had 9 years to go, so it was an even trade. She was the most highest high profile prisoner that they had. Brittany was the highest profile American in a Russian prison, and Victor Bout was the highest profile Russian in American prison. So if they think that was an equal trade, at no point do I think a basketball player is worth an arms dealer. Because if that's the case, I'm sure this wasn't the first time. See, we talk about lots of things here. I'm sure this was not the first time Russia has made an attempt to get Victor back And if y'all are so willing to give her back for a basketball player, because he just so added, you just needed to keep him here. He just needed to stay in America. Getting arrested in Bahamas or some shit like that. He needed to stay in America. But you're willing to trade him for Britney. And this is not a personal attack. This is on the entertainment. This is a conscious theory of the entertainment game. What the fuck is that? And Britney got to be on her P's and Q's, and she can't have there's nothing. The conversation of her being trans, the conversation is not even about her being trans, which I guess is a part of the conversation. But I think the interesting things that surround Brittany Griner is where we are right now in the conversation of trans people playing a trans man or trans woman playing a cis woman's sport. That's where we're at. And I think there's no coincidence in Brittany Griner being a big deal in what the work I never knew about. I'm not an aficionado in WNBA. I'm not an aficionado in the WNBA. I'm not an aficionado in sports. I'm definitely not an aficionado in overseas sports. Child, I could care less. The last person I knew about playing overseas sports was Mal's husband on Housewives of Atlanta. Don't ask me about it because I don't know. I don't know nothing about no Brittany Griner. And if you told me she was worth the weight, her weight and leverage to bring about sending a arms dealer back home, I would never think that would even be a part of the conversation, even be up on the table to be considered for an exchange. But it's very convenient, because there ain't no conveniences, that the conversation with sports is with trans, and we bring big-ass Brittany, Brian, and they're going to probably give him for hateful speech. I'm so sick of them. The haters, because it's nothing hateful. It is what it is. Y'all seen her. Y'all seen the situation. Y'all seen the videos. Brian, Stephen Colbert, I think she sat down with Stephen Colbert. A gentleman and a scholar. And it's no shade. That's all tea. Very convenient that they bring somebody like that. They didn't bring over a soft, a chocolate black girl like Lisa Leslie. They didn't even bring over a damn, you know what I'm saying, a edgy, edgy, pretty-eyed, you know what I'm saying, light-skinned thing like Cheryl Swoops. It was a dread-wearing, light-skinned, we gotta be light-skinned now, light-skinned, deep-talking, 6'8". I would love to see what them other girls playing over there in Russia for the American people look like. Not like that. And not like that enough to know what to do to not get caught up in some Russian bullshit, to not be thrown in fucking jail. And because I'm not skilled and I'm aware, but I am not well versed in the art of gematria and numerology and things like that, I can't break all that down. And there's a guy who does it by the something. He's, I got to watch more of his videos before I say he's really good. But the one video I watched, he's hitting the nail. He's picking up the pieces. Okay, he's putting the puzzle together. And this is where we're at in a situation. This is where we're at in a situation like this. And that pertains to Kirstie Alley. That pertains to Twitch. That pertains to, did he talk about, I have a 3-month-old child. All of it pertains to anybody. And when it comes to what my dad said about celebrities dying at regular people, not like this. Absolutely not like this. Even Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter been doing the things he's been doing all these years, and okay, we done reached the point, the straw breaks the camel's back. All right. Immediately after that, what's our brother's name? Aaron and Stephen? Immediately after that, he's accused of sexually assaulting an invalid or whatever. And the Backstreet Boys is performing at damn Winterfest, Nick, Winter, whatever. There's a timeline of that. Even the timeline of Takeoff getting shot and Saweetie releasing a damn album. There's no coincidence in that. Out of respect for the family and her relationship with damn Quavo, she should have put the shit off. Took more time to tweak it and make it better because apparently it wasn't a hit. So it wasn't no high demand for the thing. And when it comes to record labels, we definitely talk about timing and intention. Like I said, it was Stitch, Twitch, whatever. And that's the thing too. Twitch, Twitches, T and Tamara. Which period? Ellen, wearing that white. Now, I don't know if that was the last episode. They said it was just 6 months. I don't know. And that's just the capacity. And that's another reason too. I'm in the bed. I'm overwhelmed, even with this, with research. But I had to see when that was. If that was the last video. But for her to be in white and do that sort of thing, that's just the color. That's the ritual. That's just the thing. And even in that video, where she's, trying to give him, she's attempting an emotional and relatable behavior, he is still disconnected. He's still disconnected. And people and then you get into the industry and you got one job. Oh, Jesus, you get one fucking job. You get one fucking job. I'm sitting here trying to think of my own career in the industry. And I just, when I get on here and I say these things, when I get on here and I be me, and that's the thing too, I don't know if I want to talk about that. I don't know if how long I'll be on here. I don't know. I know I wanted to say what I said, what I had already just said, right? But I was watching, I was watching Mona, Don't Call Me White Girl, and I was watching Funny Marco, and I don't really like Funny Marco. I still don't know how I feel about it. And I think he said he was a Gemini. His character, the literal character that he portrays in these interviews to make people feel some type of way, even that right there is controlling of the media, because the level of, for Ray J to go on there, because I watched a couple when I hadn't. The first time I watched Funny Marco, obviously, like many of us maybe, was when Orlando Brown was on there and he said Bow Wow got good pussy, which to this day still doesn't get enough recognition, because that Diddy got a 3-month-old though. I watched a couple interviews. The Ray J interview, the level of conditioning that somebody like Ray J has to go through for him to not come out of pocket, or Ray J, Michael Blackson, and Lil Duval, for them to go on there, because somebody like, who did I say he should have on there? Who did I say he should have on there to make that statement? But it's a conditioning from the industry that somebody that they go through to even can withstand that type of questioning, and not get overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? In that sort of situation. Because then you watch somebody who, when Mona went on there, she was just jabbing and tried to keep things in a place where she was comfortable handling the situation. It makes me want to watch more. And that's the thing. I don't watch anything for entertainment. I'm trying to watch Game of Thrones now. I started at the top. I've never seen Game of Thrones before, and I'm just like, people just gas up Game of Thrones. I'm only on season 2. Just finished season 2 last night. And I just like, Game of Thrones is all right, but this is not like heavy hitting television where people just like, oh, you gotta watch Game of Thrones. You gotta watch Game of Thrones. So far, it's all right. It's nothing. It's really nothing that spectacular, as opposed to other programming like Breaking Bad, even Weeds, Sex in the City, and things like that or whatever. But I don't watch things for entertainment. I'm watching to see, especially on Funny Marco, I'm watching to see the people's reactions to his questions. When he was eating that apple for Michael Blackson, obviously somebody told him that Michael Blackson is a competitive type of person and would even be interested in him eating the apple and knowing the number of bites it took to eat the apple. You know what I mean? He didn't just get an apple and be like, I'm going to fuck with Michael Blackson like this. Somebody told him Michael Blackson would be interested. That would be the type of thing he would be concerned with. I'm looking at things like that. And even when he got on there and was smoking with Lil Duval, you don't... Oh, he doesn't smoke. He doesn't do this. You don't hit no blunt from no nigga. First of all, no nigga who come with his blunt already rolled that's bigger than a damn 1996 number 2 red pencil. Okay, and just continue on with the interview and talk about he don't smoke because old boy on the what's the white guy's name? Jeffree Star was on the White Guys podcast. He got the other people on there. Jeffree passed the blunt to the boy. The boy couldn't even carry on with his conversation. Jeffree didn't even have no bigger blunt. He had a little pre-roll cone and things like that. Whatever case he passed to the boy, boy couldn't even carry on with the conversation. Tapped out. And he only hit it maybe once. Marco smoked the things, coughed with the things, not a smoker, and then carried on with the interview. And it wasn't like they shot over an hour, because I'm sure he don't keep them there too long. And from watching Jessica, just hilarious conversation, it seemed like he might pay some of the people to come on there. But because Jess don't seem like she do nothing for free. When I watched her and her on Mona's and Marco's. But that's like the point. I'm critically assessing the situation. I'm just not watching like, oh, what's the celebrity going to do? So, no. Let's see how the people shuck and jive. Or even for me, why is funny? What is it about Marco that these people are responding to? His emotionally unstable approach to the interview, but at the same time, a carefully curated list of questions that are designed to stir people up, knock people off guard. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. It's like it's literally the ultimate test it's the ultimate entertainment test. The ultimate entertainment test. And now we go back to him getting into whatever the parks of Atlanta or whatever the case may be when he started doing stuff like that. Or going into Walmart and doing silly things like that. Testing people to a point that, I mean, if he was messing with some real people, and that's what he said too when he went on Mona's podcast, like, I'm looking at the people to see if they would even be the physical type. So it's not as organic as you may think, because it's a lot more considerate of the people that you do these things on. Because somebody would knock you the fuck out. Like Mona said, I'm surprised nobody has hit you yet. But he was like, I'm looking at the people first before we even do that. We know what we're going to do. We make sure we do it to the right damn people. And Mona, for example. I never know Mona before this Don't Call Me White Girl stuff. I don't know exactly what interview, why you being weird to me, of course. But I would never say that was Mona. That wasn't my introduction to her. I don't know what it was, but I know I had liked her voice and stuff like that and things like that. But like I said, in a world where there's lots of black girls who's talking the same shit that Mona talk about, do the same shit Mona do, and I'm not taking nothing away from Mona because I do like Mona. But in watching her critically assessing the situation, it's nothing spectacular. And it's more so the team around her. And like I told y'all too, the colorism in clothing and in skin. Where it's like, if we're going to give somebody something, it's going to be this light-skinned girl that can relate to these white girls. Don't call me white girl. To these white women and black women who appreciate that. Because there's some black women who don't like no girl like Mona. who light as ever. And whatever color is, I don't know, not being offensive, but it is what it is. And always use the niggas with the long nails and the wigs and the things like that. Coupled with how, and that's how she looked, real kind of ratchet when she's with the ratchet girls. But she brought Amanda Seals on the show, and she got the bob and the things. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Critically assessing the situation. I said all of that to say, Mona discusses her you can't get a man because they think I'm like this they think I'm like this in real life. I get in front of this camera and I create a character for the people to I create a character for the people to engage with. I get in the camera and things like that. And Funny Marco seemed like the same way. He's a gamer or whatever the case may be, quiet, whatever the case may be, but he get on that show and he act and look dumb, you know? And I think about, for me, what is the approach? What is the character? There isn't one. Michaela Shawn doesn't even have a character. She's a persona. She's not even a character. A character is fleshed out and is embodied and, you know, that sort of thing. Michaela Shawn's just a persona. It's just a drag image. That's just me putting on makeup. And I try to create a character behind that. What that character is, I don't know. I don't think Michaela Shawn, and that's the thing. People don't like nice. And for me, not being nice is a trauma response. And that's what I'm saying about when I say things like Kenya and stuff like that, even Candace. When you fly off and read somebody down, that is a trauma response. Funky Dineva too. T.S. Madison. It's a trauma response. It comes from preparing yourself for the bullshit of tomorrow, today. So when it comes to the people want to get in the comments and say things, I can easily throw caution to the wind, because I don't care about being canceled. Life is life, and it is what it is. I'm not even at that point yet. But I can get into the comments and read it, but I'll be sitting there reading people all day. That does nothing for me. That only encourages them. And that's not what I'm here to do. It's a trauma response. I don't want to go on Bigo, and it could be money. And like I said, that's the thing too. This video's cash at me because you enjoy the content. I don't ask for nothing but a damn dollar. I've had 4 million views in 2 weeks, 3 weeks since my Wendy Williams video and then my shaving video. Everybody, I ask everybody, I got the Cash App video in there. Everybody gives $1 because this is the content. I would love to be a full-time content creator. I'm not trying to check in, work for nobody else, build my brand up and do what's working for me. $1 from the 4 million people that have come. More than that, plus the Chrissy video. But no, I'm not sitting on here crying, and I'm not sitting on here with 10-inch nails and lace fronts and things like that, and I'm not sitting on here being rude and cussing people out. I don't want to go on Bigo where they're going to send you gifts and shower you with gifts and things like that. And if I was getting on there saying, you dumb, busted, knock-kneed ass, crooked, pale-faced bitch, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. That the people would sit up and leave. Oh, let me support him because he's so funny. He's so... Because then for me, I have to live with that after. And that's what I'm saying. You level up out of that where you can be that character and then you do this sort of thing. But that's where I think that's where the trauma of people finding themselves in a dark position, that is where that lives. Where I have to disassociate so much from what brings me money to who I am every day. Because to some degree, that's who you are every day. If that's when you get up on there and you want to talk, if you kicking shit like this, Candace and Kenya and stuff like that, it don't matter where they could be at the kitchen table, they could be at the Met Gala. They're gonna find the time to read a bitch because that's just who the fuck they are. I don't want to have to read you because I don't care about you that much. And if I read you, you've upset me to a point. Now you've taken me out of character, and I have to respond to your behavior, and I don't want to do that. And I don't want to get on here and do that because that's where the money is coming in. Because then I have to live with that after the fact, and then gear up for that the next day. And I'm not trying to set that tone. That's not what I'm trying to do. But that's what people want. Because Diddy got a kid that's 3 months old, and people concerned about Carisha and that girl arguing on TikTok, and that's not the takeaway. Diddy got a kid that's 3 months old and been fucking with Carisha for things and for months and months and months and months and months. But Keke Palmer got a baby with a man that had her phone and things like that. But people are happy for her because now she's pregnant. We got to wake the fuck up because it's all fucked up. And if we're not supporting people that's simply just trying to incite and enlighten and things like that, then it is what the fuck it is. And you can find your entertainment in many different places because everybody don't think like me. But that is one of the basis of my platform, or the things like we're not. Let's be kind. Let's be insightful. Let's be motivational. Let's be aware. Let's be aware what the fuck is going on in this day and age with the media, and the incidences in the media are geared specifically towards black people. We have to become more aware. We can't be so emotionally invested, or even pick on the things that are emotionally or that are detrimental to you emotionally. So the damn housewives and all that stuff. Even with the Tyler Perry and sisters, Tyler Perry paid dozens of people to promote sisters. Had the whole event for a TV show. Because the money that he lacks on continuity, the money that he's not putting in on continuity, because that's the Tyler Perry, and it just is what it is. Atlanta just talks too much. We can't put him in the movie because he said he don't like Tyler Perry. But let me tell you this. I told you, listen, if they put me in a Tyler Perry movie, y'all gonna go watch it. Because London said he'd never be in a Tyler Perry. Well, I never said I wouldn't be in a Tyler Perry. I never said that. I never said that. But if I was in the Tyler Perry movie, y'all would go watch it because London said what he said about Tyler. Y'all gonna go see if my wig is good. Y'all gonna see if I'm gonna act good in it. Or whatever. But the money that he lacks, because Tyler, now what I was saying was Tyler get all that money coming in from writing, directing, producing, all that, all them points in 100-point program. Tyler brings 75% of them points. I'm not sure if that's how the points work. Well, let's nice even round numbers and relatable numbers. And 100 points of the program, and you give 2 to the writers, and you give 4 to the things, and the things, and the things, and the things. 75% of them points, of those 100 points, come right back to Tyler, if not more. There's no way that he shouldn't have highest quality production like Netflix. We complain about the price of Netflix, but we know exactly where our money is going when we watch Netflix. I've never watched a Netflix program and been like, the quality of this is terrible. The production is terrible. The acting is terrible. Let me tell you this. I don't know where they get them actors for Netflix, but they be acting. Okay? The writers be writing. The scenes be scening. The docs be docking. There's never a question. I know where my $12, $13, $15 is going when I pay the damn Netflix. Do you want to pay it? No. Do you pay it? Yes. Because why? The quality is fucking there. Why do people like Tyler Perry shit? Because it's an emotional, detrimental, relatable. I don't care about the quality. They're not going to care about the wigs and the things because they're caring about the bullshit between you. I couldn't tell you about a storyline because I don't watch no damn Tyler Perry program. And even when I did, like I said, the only thing I did watch all the way through, well, I did like House of Pain. But That's comedy, and that's the man's whatever. And look at the man's. What the man's? They talk about Brown, emotionally unstable, unrest. Brown got a beautiful life, beautiful career, but he on the wrong end of the on the mental frame, like that don't make sense to me. But the one show that I did get into, Oval, and I don't know how I did. We was just watching TV, and that was on, so we watched it, and I was watching the first season. But the only thing that made me watch it all the way through, what really grabbed me, was that, I said this before, was the damn thing with was the storyline with Ruth. What is she doing, with the kid and the cult and her cult and the parent, like that emotional mind fuck was what brought me back to the show. It wasn't the quality, it wasn't the production, it wasn't the writing. It was the emotional draw. And I'm not being drawn and manipulated into some emotional relationship that there's nothing on. There's nothing for it on the back end. There's nothing for it at the completion of the event. There's nothing for me at the end of that. Then you walk away from that. You subconsciously analyze it and project it out into your life, or you subconsciously look for something like that in your next television event, binge. And television is meant to entertain. But it's like Wendy Williams, like, how long can I keep talking about this same shit? You know what I'm saying? How long can you keep falling for this same shit? And that's, if I am in media, it is for this alone. Well, let's break down this and let's break down this. Well, I didn't think about it like that. Let's break down this. So somebody's saying, watching my shit. You know what I'm saying? Live with London, or whatever, Layin with London, or whatever. It's a segment. It's a thing.